Hey everyone, I'm Daniel Simon, Baton Rouge Community College. I want to welcome you to my History 2023 class for the fall semester. Hope you're doing good this fall after I guess, summer break. And of course, today we will be going over our course syllabus for this class as you signed up for the fall semester. History 2023 is kind of a continuation of the first half of American history. You've already taken that already. I mostly teach the world history classes at BRCC, but I have taught, American history off and on for the last so many years. And this is my 16th year at BRCC. So I've been teaching at the college for a long time. I've actually been teaching 20 years. So this is my 20th year teaching overall. And of course, this online teaching thing's kind of new to me, maybe new to you also as well. And I don't know if anybody of course, wants to come in and join us. If you're on in YouTube, you can join me in this live stream of our class syllabus review. I will send you a link to get in if you want to join me in the studio. Do make sure that you are logged into YouTube, like you have a YouTube account. So you will need to be logged in to come in and join me. And if you're, of course, in YouTube, you can send me comments. So if anybody wants to send me a comment now or later, you can, and I can throw it on the screen. Also, if you are in StreamYard, if you want to send me a message, like as I'm talking right now, you can send a private chat if you have a question about something or whatever overall. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started today. We're going to go ahead and first look at, of course, there's the syllabus right there that I do have posted, but let me go ahead and look at information that we have posted in announcements. If you haven't seen that yet already, I do have multiple announcements that I've already posted. I think I've got 4 already for the class. I might have another one later today. And, this is not really a synchronous class. It's asynchronous, of course, do at your own method or time or whatever. But we'll try to make it as much as possible like a regular class. That's why I'm trying to do it this way. And decided to stream to YouTube because it seems like it'd be easy for you to get the lectures quickly, and I can upload them afterwards. And I'll talk about this oral history project too I've got. Have you seen that yet on my YouTube channel? But I'm trying to connect that with my history classes. So I'll talk about that also as well. And so anyway, what you can see there, the Welcome to History 2023 announcement. And make sure you go ahead and check out the syllabus for the semester. There should be like a contract policy page that's in there. Try to send that to me as soon as you can, like the first week or two. That does need to be turned into me. Or the other option, of course, is to just email me and say that you consent to the syllabus, the contract, and that's fine also as well. This class covers from the period of Reconstruction in American history, and it goes all the way up to, like, I guess, the present, or however far we can go, at least up to the Cold War, I know. So basically it covers 100-something years after the Civil War. Now, there is a research paper for History 2023. This is something you're going to have to look at. That's in page 3 of the syllabus. I am allowing you to kind of pick whatever topic you want to research, as long as it's connected to American history somehow. I guess I could give you some place you can go to look at that, but I do have like a series of study guides I've got if you want to search through there. I've got some OER textbooks if you want to search there. But if you have an idea of what you want to do, let me know. You can email me at simond@mybrcc.edu. If you have more than one topic, just send them all to me, and I can okay them. So I just want to make sure it's connected to American history and not something outside of it. Also, you'll notice there's that Veterans Oral History Project, which is worth a lot of bonus points. Yeah, it's not something you're imagining there. Yeah, it is worth plus 200 bonus points. That's correct. And this is a voluntary project, strictly voluntary. You don't have to do it. If you know someone is a veteran, friend, family member, or somebody you contact, or even yourself, if you're a veteran of a conflict, you can do this project. The only thing is, if you're a veteran of a certain conflict, you'll have to have somebody interview yourself. So instead of you interviewing somebody else. So it's only for extra credit. I have like the guidelines for it, which are right here, but they're also located in modules. I'll show you later. I'll open it up later and show you what it looks like and all the directions that has to go with it. I do have a YouTube channel. Of course, you've probably already seen that already that we have, of course, and this is streaming live to YouTube right now as it is. And if anybody, has a question, you can send me comments on YouTube. And you, of course, get bonus points for that later. I'll talk about it later, but you get bonus points for participating with the comments section on YouTube. I'll get to that later, but that's something I do for extra credit during the semester. Other announcements I've got too. If you go here, of course, we already saw the Class Syllabus Review Day that I've got up right now. Basically, there'll be an announcement, at least 2 of these a week I'll have, about what's upcoming. So we have this today. On Thursday, I'll have an announcement probably up, I'm thinking tomorrow, which will be about Reconstruction, like the lecture on Reconstruction, because on Thursday, I'm going to talk about like some of the, I don't know if we'll finish all of Reconstruction, but I'll cover a lot of the basics on Reconstruction of the South after the Civil War. I'll also go into and talk about the Abraham Lincoln assassination, which, as you know, kind of altered a lot of the Reconstruction. So we'll get into that on Thursday. So go ahead and, maybe research both those topics. Like what was Reconstruction? What was the Abraham Lincoln assassination? Also look up who John Wilkes Booth is. Yeah, just look those up. Google it, or you can go through the OER book and look at that if you want to do that. But you can just Google it probably anyway. And but every week there'll be some kind of announcement that'll have some kind of link, and it could be like a recorded video. So it's like sometimes I might have like a documentary I might give you, and it'll just be a recorded video. But we have these lectures I have like this later on, like on Thursday, will be pretty much live streamed. The other announcement, of course, use of StreamYard for online classroom broadcasts. So make sure you check that out. It's kind of like a cross between Zoom and Google Meet or Google Hangout, I guess. That's what I'm using. And does allow up to 10 students, which, this is a small class. So we only have one History 2023 class. So should work great. You can also be on YouTube as well and watch simultaneously if you want to do that. Or if you don't have time at that time to watch it, you can watch it later. So like I said, this is like an asynchronous class. So I guess watch on your own if you need to. And if you want to interact with me, that's great. We can also add commentary and things like that. And then later on YouTube, you can also add more comments and questions as well. So I will tell you that, like I said, to get into StreamYard, make sure you are logged into YouTube, have an account and all that. And make sure you do that, of course, overall. Oh, the other announcement I had too was the pre-test. I've been having a lot of students ask me about that. That can be found in quizzes. The pre-test, you see, go down here where quizzes is, and make sure that you get that completed by Friday, August 21st. I am counting that as attendance for the week 1, because I do not count attendance for like the lectures, like online. So pretty much every week there'll be some kind of an assignment or multiple assignments, but just make sure you complete all your assignments every week that you have. And I'll probably use that and the contract policy page to kind of, I guess, take attendance for week 1 and all that. So anyway, so that's that. Let me also give you a tour of Canvas as well. So yeah, you can find the assignments or quizzes here. So yeah, you can find it in multiple spots. So I got it right here as well. Of course, I've got the historical research paper here. I kind of got it printed out there for you for you to look at. It's got the directions overall for the assignment. So I've got that posted in there. So that's pretty much explanatory overall. I'll show it to you later. I think it's in the syllabus on page 3 or 4, I believe, in the syllabus. So I've got that in there. Also, I have it posted in there for some reason. I think there's an assignment missing. Hold on a second here. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to upload that one too. There's also the bonus assignments. I haven't put that in there yet. I don't think I've done that yet. So I'm missing that. I'm going to have to add that later. For some reason, I have not posted that yet. But there will be bonus assignments for the semester for extra credit that I'm going to have. And I'll post them later. I'll put those in assignments, but those will be for extra credit. I haven't put them up there for some reason or another. But for right now, you need to, I guess your first thing you need to do is complete the pre-test the first week, and then also decide what research paper topic you want to do. So try to, like within the first, like I guess this week and maybe next week, try to come up with a topic for me that you want to research for your paper. You'll notice like attendance participation points for the semester. I put that in there already for points. So that's up right now. Also, I did put in there the Veterans Oral History Project points. So those are in there too. Just putting those in there for points. And the things you need to look at is the points for extra credit. Now, for, like I said, YouTube comments, I'm giving +2 bonus points per online lecture for positive, negative feedback about it. So tell me what you thought about it. Positive, negative. Give me some, positive, negative feedback about it. Maybe give me some ideas of something I could do in my lectures if you want. So yeah, that, and then you'll notice the for historical questions, you get +3 points. So you could get more points for that. Let me see. He needs to connect his, somebody's trying to get in. They need to connect their mic, though. So I've got all those in there right now. Like I said, I'll add the bonus assignments in later. I'll try to get that done the day after class. For some reason it's not there. But if you go to files, it is right here, right now, and you can just get it. Just open it up. Those are for extra credit for each exam, and you can turn in bonus papers that are worth 10 bonus points each. Now I'll show it to you later, but I have it open, but I'll get to it in a little bit. So he never connected his, okay. Make sure you connect your mic. You have to have some kind of mic or cam or something before you can be added to the stream. Otherwise, you'll have to go to YouTube. Right, so let me go ahead and open up. Let me go ahead and open up the syllabus. You're just coming in. I just started, of course, discussing the class syllabus right now. And we're talking about History 2023 that you've signed up for. Of course, at the top, you can see it's got a bunch of stuff in it. You've got the contact information, which the contact information can be found also in modules. Like if you go to modules overall, and it has several things in there. Of course, you can see right there. It's got at the top. It has the fact that, of course, office hours. Now I'm going to be online only, so there'll be a lot of faculty are, of course, going to be virtual online. So if you want to meet somehow face to face, it'll have to be like Zoom or maybe on here on StreamYard or whatever. And basically, also I've got a phone number as well, cell phone number, which is 225 area code 937-9242. And also my email address is simond@mybrcc.edu. Now for office hours, of course, you can see it's going to be 9 to 10 a.m. and 11:30 to 1 p.m. That's Monday through Thursday. I forgot to put that in there, but that's basically what that's for. So Monday through Thursday is basically the schedule for that. It also gives you a course description, as you can see. This is, of course, a lecture-based type survey course dealing with American history, and it covers from Reconstruction. It goes up to the present, or however far we can go as a whole. It does go through like the course goals and learning outcomes. Most of the course, the historical period we'll be covering will be in the late 19th and 20th centuries. I don't know if we'll get to the 21st century or not. We'll see. But that's basically the time period we're going to be covering the most. You might have to comprehend, of course, various resources like primary source data, secondary source data as a whole. And of course, there'll be a lot of different papers and exams and quizzes throughout the semester that we'll have overall. Now, I'm not really using a specific textbook for the class. I've got my own lecture notes and PowerPoint slides, but I have put in here a couple OERs, textbooks you can use for references. You can use it for your papers as well. And I think the one at the top is the best one. The OpenStax one is the best one I would use. Chapters 16 through 32. That's going to be the one I'd look into. So if you want to use that one, you can, look up Reconstruction, the first chapter, I think it is. And I did ask earlier, remember correctly, that, do think about on Thursday, like what Reconstruction was, the United States, what happened, Abraham Lincoln assassination, what that was about, who was John Wilkes Booth. So I'll mostly be talking about those types of topics on Thursday. It does list, of course, the exams we're going to have. 3 exams, of course, in here overall, and 200 points each. They're basically going to be like glorified quizzes since it's online. And so probably in September, we'll have our first exam. How many questions are going to be on the exam? It's probably going to be 40, 50 range, about it, maybe more. And I don't know if I'm using proctoring or not. I think they've had a lot of problems with that. I know proctoring, but um, I think Proctorio is what they're using for the fall semester. I think the summer they use Proctor U or something like that. But um, I may have my exams and quizzes pretty much like open notebook, pretty much. So these open notes, and I do lock the answers down though. So like if you've taken a quiz or an exam and you put in your answer, it gets locked, so you can't change it. So that's one thing I do on those kind of assignments. Of course, the research paper I just said, 200 points, just is also in the syllabus and in assignments. But I'll talk about that later. And we will have various quizzes throughout the semester. Most of the Canvas quizzes will be 100 points. I'll probably do video type documentary quizzes as well throughout the semester. Those are usually only 50 points. I need to probably fix that part, but it'll probably only be 50 points. But I'll probably give you like a recorded type video and give you an assignment to do for that. Attendance points are worth 150 points. I told you overall, which is based off of course, assignments done during the week. Make sure you do the pre-test, like I said, in week 1. Yeah, bonus assignments. I'm going to post that this week for extra credit. You can, of course, do each one of those for each exam worth 10 bonus points, just short little papers with research information. And make sure you have your cam and your mic connected. If you want to be added to the stream, you can't come in. Make sure you're logged into YouTube too. But anyway, so and of course that last one you can see, which is the bottom here, the Veterans Oral History Project, which is right here. So make sure that you take a look at that. That's like I said, that one's worth a lot of points. If you're interested in doing it, if you know someone who's a veteran or yourself a veteran, take advantage of that assignment. Okay. These, of course, these interviews will be put on YouTube, by the way. So if they don't want to be put on YouTube, you can still turn it in, but I will be taking points off. So that's part of the whole project of doing it. And it's also a good way to, show the community, what it's like to be a veteran in conflicts and what they went through. And also gives, students opportunity to see how they do these interviews and how they can improve them to make them better. Now, of course, grading scale for the class will be 10-point scale. I'm not sure the points what it's going to be this semester, so we'll see later about that. But there is a 10-point scale for the class. It's not in here. Haven't taught this class in a while. It's been a few years, but I don't have it in the syllabus. But maybe I'll revise it later. But usually my regular world history classes, I allow students to be exempt from the final. Like if they have an A+ average going into the final, which I think it's usually 96% is the average. So there will be an exemption for the final if you have an A+. So I'll just have to, I think what I'll do is I'll add an addendum to the syllabus or something like that because I'm missing maybe 1 or 2 things in it. So I'll add that this week and try to fix that for you. So I'll put that in there about the final exam exemption. There's the bonus assignments. Of course, they're listed, right there. Oops, sorry about that. But they're right here, the bonus assignments. But I'll show you the actual assignment a little later. Now, plagiarism. Make sure you don't plagiarize someone's work, for like a paper or an assignment, whether it's a book, a journal, on the internet, some other student. So, there's different degrees of plagiarism. You can get a 0. I don't know if I could fail from the class, but it could result in failing you from the class. So Make sure that you realize there's different degrees of plagiarism. Make sure you read the BRCC Student Handbook, which talks about, what some of the degrees of plagiarism are. And so that's been put in there just for you to see. Now, safety, I just put that in there in case you're on campus for some reason or another. But if you have to come on campus, make sure that you wear a mask, to cover your face, because of still in this pandemic right now. And of course, I've got the number for Campus Police 216-8888 as well. And I did put some information in there about BRCC Connect. You probably know what that is, but BRCC Connect is an emergency text messaging and email system that the college has. That's in case of emergency where they have to close campus down or close classes down. Not sure how that affects online classes, but it could affect classes depending on, say hurricane season or the weather. So we'll have to see about that sometimes. But do sign up for that either through the website or Google it how to do that. I did put a few stuff in there about student conduct or whatever. There is a student conduct code of conduct that's in the BRCC Student Handbook. Make sure you take a look at that. For online classes, make sure you're dressed properly. Like if you want to be seen on there, or you can put a picture of yourself on there if you want to do that in the image. A lot of students do that too, also as well. If you're on YouTube, you can put a picture of yourself, or you can put an image. It's fine, but just make sure it's something that's good etiquette overall. Now, of course, if you're with me with this live session when I'm recording, whatever, make sure you have other technology turned off. Try to have your mics turned off too, so we can just prevent a lot of echoing and things like that. Unless I want to talk to you, and you can unmic, after that. If you're on YouTube, whatever, you can, like I said, you can send me comments, and I can put it on the screen. Or if you're in StreamYard, you can send me a private chat, and I can mention it, whatever. If it's something important for everybody, I can talk about it. There's some other stuff I threw in here too, just like, if you comment on campus, you need to have a student ID, parking tag for your vehicle, stuff like that. I put that in there. I did mention about the academic learning center. They have tutoring and other resources over there. There's also disability services. I just kind of threw that in there also as well. But I don't know if we're using Proctorio or not for like testing, so we'll probably maybe waive it if you want for the semester. So, right now on page 3, make sure you take a look at that. Of course, they mentioned, of course, the research paper for the semester. So every student's going to have to complete a research paper for my class. It's an historical research paper on a topic you want to write about. Like I said, it's up to you to choose what you want to do. Just try to keep it within the time period, 1865 from Reconstruction. It says Lincoln assassination up to right now. And so you know what you want to do for your research paper. You can email me the topic to my email address right there. And of course, like I said, if you want to send me more than one, that's fine. And I could okay them, and then you could decide which one you want to do overall. Now, the paper must consist of primary and secondary sources. Now, what exactly is the difference? Primary source is a type of historical source that was written during the time of the event. So if it's written during, I don't know, World War II, it'd have to be something that was written then, like a book written, a diary, journal, whatever, newspaper clipping, whatever that was during that time. So, and secondary is stuff that was written later. So if somebody was writing about World War II in modern times, like now, I guess, after World War II already happened. So it might be some author. It could be a journal too. It could be an encyclopedia, and so on. So you do need to have at least one or two primary resources. So at least one or two, and then for the secondary, you need at least 3 to 5. So at least a minimum, you need 4 to do the project. So it's up for you to find those sources. Go to the internet first, of course, and look for sources. Obviously, you can find probably an encyclopedia source. Obviously, pretty easy to do. You may be able to find some primary sources like, journals, newspaper clippings, or something like that online that might give you information about something. If you want to find a historical topic, like a book or something like that author wrote, like Stephen Ambrose wrote about D-Day or something like that, you'd look up him as an example, his book. So I just kind of give you suggestions. Check out your local libraries to see what kind of information they have. Go to the Baton Rouge Community College. You can go in there and maybe talk to somebody, I hope, or email a librarian maybe over there with the college to get information as well. So hopefully maybe there's a library open you can go in and research, but a lot of research can be done online as well. Of course, the length of the paper, you can see it's got to be a minimum of 3 to 5 range. So try to keep it in that range overall. It does have to have a cover page. The cover page does not count as the length of the paper. So don't include that. Make sure it has double spacing, 12 font. You can see. Make sure it has correct margins. What is it, 2-inch or whatever they use? That Word document does. Make sure you have a bibliography at the end. Like you can just do a bibliography page of all the source you used. And I did list MLA as being a format you can do to list your sources. So I've got like a link there, but you could probably Google websites on the internet to find out how to, list your sources in MLA format overall. A lot of English classes use, of course, MLA. Now, the research paper we do, I think it's in November. I'll check the due date on it, but I believe it's early November. I have to check on that when it's due. I have to see. When is it due, that assignment? It is due on November the 10th, which I believe is a Tuesday. Somebody there?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday. Yes. Who just?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Mute your mic if you can. Thank you. But yeah, it's a Tuesday.
Okay.
Let me put that back up there. Syllabus. It went off. I just went out. Oops. Hold on a second. There it is. But yeah, November 10th, Tuesday. That'll be the due date for it. And those I usually have students email it to me to my email address. So you won't turn that in online. And now, do I do like rough drafts? No, I do not. I do not do a rough draft for this. I'll give you some pointers though. Make sure you spell check, grammar. There is a thing called Grammarly you can use to see how your paper is, grammar or spelling wise. Also, we can meet during the semester. Like if you want to meet to go over your paper, I can help proofread it for you. And of course, we can't meet in person, but we can do it online, either using Zoom or I can use StreamYard too as well to do it. And we can put it on the screen, and I can even send you a link to it for you to look at, unlisted link. And we can kind of correct whatever you need to be corrected with it. But let me know, just, make an appointment with me. Send me an email if you want to set up an appointment to, look at your paper. Okay. Now, if you go to page 4 in the syllabus, they also have the contract policy page, student contract. So make sure that you look at that as well. And that goes into a bunch of things. Of course, like I said, I am going to be kind of taking that as attendance too, along with the pre-test in week 1. And so you can either fill that out, like I said, or you can also email me and just tell me that you consent to the contract that's there. And it does go through attendance policies that have in the syllabus. Obviously, having attendance with, completing assignments, watching my videos, lectures I have, that's going to be important to success in this class. Like I said, this is not a synchronous class. I'm meeting at this time because that's the time I want to post it or whatever, my video, lecture video or whatever it is. But the only way I can, do attendance is through assignments assessed each week. So we're going to have an assignment every week, just about. I think next week we'll probably have an assignment that'll probably be like a quiz or something, maybe on, I want to say Reconstruction, possibly coming up, and maybe it might be a video quiz, something else another week. It just depends. Now, those that fail to do that, like I said, you don't complete assignments, you will be absent for the week. So that can affect your attendance points down here. You do get 150 attendance points for the semester as a whole. And if you miss any information, you can go back on YouTube and on Canvas and look, what we did. And I'm going to have pretty much announcements every week, probably at least 2. I'm going to probably send you a ton of emails. You probably already got a ton of emails from me. Or I know about the pretest. I've sent some stuff out about that. So I'm going to send you a lot of reminders. I know it's kind of a pain sometimes, but I'm trying to help you out and get you to complete your work, because I know sometimes students can procrastinate and all of that. But I'll try to keep you abreast of what's kind of going on as well. During the semester, usually, it's not in the syllabus, but usually I usually give 3 exams, but I usually don't give an exam during the midterm. I don't always like to do that. But usually during the midterm, I usually give some kind of makeup period. So you might get that this semester, like a makeup period, like if you missed something, but I only do it for the first half of the semester. So anyway, so if you do get excessive absence, don't forget, you can drop the class. So, I mean, you're behind, you're not passing the class, you can drop. So don't forget to fill out a drop form. I do not do administrative drops. So that's something that's going to be up to you to fill out some form, probably online, and drop the class. I think the drop date, we'll check it later, but I think I've got an academic calendar, but it's later in the year. I'll show you when it is. So there's the attendance points. Like I said, 150 points for that, which is right here. I do have kind of like a makeup exam policy I do have in here for that. I guess I do kind of give makeup exams, there's an excuse for that. So I think mostly you need to have some kind of doctor's excuse. If you get the virus, coronavirus, we'll try to work something out. I think last semester we had some students that came down with it. They came out okay. They healed, but I kind of just worked with them, but don't try to, lie to me and say you got it and you don't. So that kind of thing. So anyway, I did, of course, put a reminder down here. Please take the pretest, of course, which is in quizzes. In the back of the syllabus, there's a few other things they put in there. They have the military absence policy, so check that out. That, of course, is just in case you're in the military and you got to be out for some reason, maybe a drill, maybe there's a hurricane coming, or there's a hurricane or something you got to do for something for that. So there's a form you can fill out for it, I think, which is right here, which is on page 7. So make sure you take a look at that. And then also they have the student athlete absence policy, but we're probably not going to be using that. So I think they suspended it. I mean, are they? I mean, are any of you? Are some of you like your athletes? I was wondering about that. Um, I'll ask her. Let me see. I think it was one student you're talking about that, but I guess I thought they suspended it. But I guess if they, I mean, if you have like a, I don't count, abs as if you're an athlete. I mean, no, of course not. If you wonder about that because of the student athlete absence policy, but I thought they had suspended it. I'm not sure. So anyway, but yeah, you're excused if you're an athlete. But anyway, so that's it pretty much for the main stuff that's in the syllabus. So let me look at a few other things in that I've got to show you that are also important. Let me look at the looks like the academic calendar. I need to bring that up for you. Which is right here. So it does kind of list some things in there which are important right now. Obviously, as you can see, we started classes yesterday. Some classes did on Monday, August 17th. Of course, Labor Day, we do have like holidays listed in there, some of them like Labor Day, Monday, September 7th. I guess no classes. And I think that's in week 4 during the semester when that'll be. Um, I don't have like the exams up schedule. That's something I don't do. Like maybe the week before, I'll have like a time when I'll have an exam date of when that'll be. So I know our first exam is going to be like Reconstruction up to close to 1900. That's about when it'll be likely. And that day is when, or that week anyway, is when you'll turn your bonus assignments in. Which I'll post in assignments. I haven't done it yet, but I'll put it up there for you later. So I'll have later dates on those. I just don't have them yet. Second exam, and the first exam is probably going to be sometime in September, obviously. Second exam will probably be in October sometime, not during the midterm. But new imperialism, probably will start or maybe around 1900, go up through World War One, roaring 20s, probably up to the 1930s. I don't know if we'll get to World War II around that time, but we might be close to World War II. And of course, we in that second exam material, of course, the second bonus assignment, of course, will be due during that time. Yeah, here it is right here. Of course, I've got the midterms, of course, are from October 5th to the 9th. Usually for midterms, I do a makeup week instead. So if you got some kind of assignment you're behind on or whatever that you didn't complete, I do give makeups for it. So that's something I do. But I only do it in the first half of the semester. So second half, you're not going to get that. It's just something I do to try to, keep you in the class and, try to, make you do better. It seemed to work well. I did started last semester and it seemed to kind of work well. Let's see. Last day to withdraw from the college or class, October 30th, which is a Friday. Looks like the date looks like it. Research papers due Tuesday. I think that's date's wrong. I don't know why I put that on there, but that should be. Wait, let me see. Yeah, I don't know why I got Wednesday. That should be November the 10th. Sorry about that. It's online. It says the 10th for some reason. It's got my days mixed up there. But Tuesday, November 10th is the date on that. But it's online, so I don't know if I'll fix that. But that's basically there. Thanksgiving, of course, November 25th to the 28th. As you can see, I guess no classes. Final exam, of course, will be pretty much up to the Cold War and whatever post-Cold War stuff I can get in, if that's possible, whatever it is, how far we get, overall. Sometimes it takes a long time to get up to that point, because a lot of things happen between Reconstruction to the present, a lot. Of course, bonus assignments will be due at that time. Also, the Veterans Oral History Project will be due around that time, which I think I told you is November 30th. So just kind of talking about some important, assignments that might be coming up. A lot of these will be announced later, of course, when we get closer to it. Okay. So anyway, so that's basically that. I've got a few other things I can show you too as well. Oh, here's the bonus assignments. I'll bring those up for you as well. But so for each exam, you've got different topics that you can choose for each exam. I kind of just go through and pick random stuff, either biographical stuff or historical stuff. So you would pick one of those topics and do it. So I got John Wilkes Booth, Andrew Johnson, who was president of the United States. I think he was the 17th president, I believe. William Marcy Tweed, or also called Boss Tweed. John D. Rockefeller, you might have heard of him. He's one, of course, founded Standard Oil. The Battle of Little Bighorn, where Custer got killed and all that. So it gives you directions with it. It's got to be a minimum of 2 pages, double spaced. The assignment, I think you got to have 3 sources. So I think it can be anything you want, source wise. If you just want to use secondary sources, you want to find a primary source, you can do that. That would be kind of cool. But make sure you do list your sources that you use. You can just put that in a works cited page in the back. And just like the research paper, you can use MLA style. So make sure you do and work on that. Make sure you cite your sources. Oh, I forgot. It's not worth 10. It's worth 15. I changed that. I forgot about that. So it's actually worth 15 bonus points. Yeah. So anyway, I just got to fix that. I had changed that, I believe, so this semester. So do take advantage of that if you want to do one of those. So you can do each one of those for each exam, just one. Second exam has got topics. I just put the topics in there. Oh, and I got pointers up here. I don't know if you saw that or not, but just kind of gives you pointers on writing, history, or biographies. I've got there if you want to read that also as well. For the second exam only, those are the topics: the Rough Riders, Teddy Roosevelt, John Blackjack Pershing, Alfred T. Mahan, Pancho Villa. Final exam topics: Alvin York, Al Capone, Huey P. Long, Douglas MacArthur, assassination of John F. Kennedy, which is really interesting, John Dillinger, Battle Bulge, J. Robert Oppenheimer, Ronald Reagan, and Martin Luther King Jr. So anyway, those are the 3 topics for the 3 bonus assignments I've got. So you can do 1 assignment of these per exam. Yeah, I do need to change it to, should be 15. I had to fix that later. Sorry about that. Anyway, so that's been posted for that, and I'll get that in. It's in files right now, but I'll put it in the assignments too. All right, so let me see what else. I don't have much else to give you as well. There are 2 more things to show you I need to look at. And that's it, I think, for the class today on the review. Let me look at I guess I'll look at the oral history project. Yeah, that's it right here, oral history project. So yeah, go ahead and look at that if you're interested in that particular project. At the top here. So if you're interested in doing that project, email me. I'll sign you up for that. Put you on the list. If you got somebody in mind already, that's good. It can be, like I said, a family member. It could be a friend. It could be yourself. Also, like I said, you may have to contact people in veterans organizations if you want to do it with someone. They're willing to do it. It can be either videotaped or it can be audio. So I'll take either one, which is fine. I think for just like audio, I may need a picture or something of the veteran, or some people do that if they want to do that, to put on there as well with the interview, because it is going to go on the YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel, with all the other interviews that have been done, I guess correctly. And You don't have to conduct like you don't have to write out the interview. Some people, will sometimes do a PDF and or a Word document and they'll write out the interview. I don't need that. I only need just the audio and video of it, basically. I do have a course on my YouTube channel. You've probably already seen it already, but there's examples of students, that have done some of these interviews already. I've had way more to do than that, but I've got a couple on there right now, mostly Vietnam and World War II, I think. So check those out if you want to do that. Mostly I do it for 1113, 1123, but we're, of course, doing it for also this class as well. And it's pretty much right up its alley because, we're going to, be talking about a lot of these conflicts, especially World War II to the present. So that's going to be really interesting. So let's see what else. It does go like, if you go down to the bottom here, it does go into, also there's a release form. Make sure that's one thing you do get them to fill out the release form that they are okay with doing the interview. And so I've got that filled out. I got it all on page, I think that's page 4, right? I thought it was 4 it's on. But yeah, make sure you look at that and have them fill it out, sign it, date it. Then there's also an oral history guidelines, like what is oral history? How do you do oral history? So it's got directions on how you do it overall. So you have to read through that. This gives you 10 steps on how to conduct good oral history interviews, constructing good questions. I do give you a sample of them, planning your oral history project. I do have sample interview questions for veterans. So this is one from the Library of Congress that I've got here you can use. So any of those you can use. And there's some of you want to submit them or whatever you can, but it does have a lot of good questions you could ask. I think I'll go through and ask some things you shouldn't ask them, as well. But there's also for Vietnam War veterans too. I've got one interview questions I've got for that as well that you can do. So that's that. And then on the bottom, you go down here. I also have a sample of a example of a interview of a World War II veteran. So just kind of some of the differences here that were done. These are just like obviously transcripts of it, which you won't have to fill out. But that's kind of the format of some of these interviews that you might have to conduct. So now you might have to do it face to face. I know we have the pandemic. You could do it online as well. I know that I've suggested, you could use, like, look into the free version of StreamYard. You can put people up face to face, like a face to face interview. You're on the left, they're on the right, or whatever, and you could interview each other, and all that. I don't know if Zoom works that well for that, but that's one way you could do it if you can't meet face to face, that kind of thing. But someone might have to wear a mask, and you may have to be at least 6 feet away from each other, etc. So make sure you realize that because of the pandemic. I've had a few students already interested in doing it right now. I think I've got at least 2 that have signed up so far that are doing it. So email me if you're interested in doing that project. All right, one more thing I'll show you real quick that I need to talk about is I think I only got one thing left. There is like study guides for the class. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but these are topics or study guides that I have that I've got for like the first exam. I think I've already posted all these already. So do look at those. It's got questions in there that I'll probably be lecturing and talking about. I know for the first week or 2, we'll probably be talking about Reconstruction. So it's going to take a while to get through that, I know, but at least until part of next week. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it all in one class. I doubt it. But I know like the first thing we'll talk about his Reconstruction, Lincoln's ideas about Reconstruction that they had. The radical Republicans, we'll get into them and their ideas. We'll get into the Abraham Lincoln assassination, which I told you really changed or altered Reconstruction after the Civil War because Lincoln got killed and Andrew Johnson came in. Andrew Johnson's Reconstruction plans, like the 50% plan, which a lot of the Republicans didn't like. And we'll talk about the radical Republicans, what they did, and all that after that. So there's just some things we got here we'll get to later that I've got listed. So it also kind of gives you some ideas of questions we'll probably get later, that'll be on the exams. Mostly multiple choice matching, I know, is my main stuff. We might get fill in the blank type questions later as well, and some of the quizzes and all that too. So that's pretty much it. I don't think I've got anything else to really show you overall. Now, I guess since I'm finished, does anybody have any questions? I can take questions right now. So anybody, if you want to unmute your mic, you can. Go ahead and introduce yourselves too. So we have Alondra. Of course, we have Alondra. And
yes, sir. It's Alondra.
I can't pronounce the other name, ma'am. Angel, how you say your name, ma'am? So I don't mess it up.
Frashaylin.
Frashaylin? Okay, Frashaylin. Good. Okay, good. So you'll have to, what's that?
Yes, sir.
Frashaylin? I'm kind of slurring it. But so does anybody have any questions? Any questions? So yeah, whatever kind of questions you have. No questions. Alondra, you have any questions?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay. Anybody on YouTube? I don't know if there's anybody on there or not. If you have any questions, or you can let me know later if you have questions, comment through my YouTube channel, or also send me an email to my email address at simond@mybrcc.edu. Like I said, don't forget to complete the pre-test that I've got in quizzes in week 1. Contract policy page, like I said, send that to me, email it to me, or like I said, consent to it also as well. Also, I think the other thing we had to do, what was the other thing we had to do? It was one more thing. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. No, also, if you know what your research paper topic's going to be, email me about that. And also the Veterans Oral History Project. Let me know about that if you're interested in that as well. So that's about it for our review over the syllabus and use of Canvas for the class. Like I said, on Thursday, we'll talk about Reconstruction. Think about, look it up, Google, like what was Reconstruction in the South. I also know about the Abraham Lincoln assassination, John Wilkes Booth. I think I mentioned that as well. Just kind of know about those kind of things for class on Thursday. And that's about it. So y'all stay safe out there and all that. I know the pandemic's still going on and all that. And I'll see you on Thursday, 1 p.m. I will send an announcement out about it probably by, I guess I'll send it out about tomorrow sometime. Actually, yeah, Wednesday I'll probably send it out. So that's about it. So that's it for this broadcast. So y'all take care.